Do you really need a portfolio to actually land clients? The short answer is no. I'm currently working with a client that pays me $900 per month, and they had never seen my previous work. Basically, using the techniques I'm going to talk about in this video, I really wish I knew them before, because if I did, I would have landed more clients without a portfolio. Why do we actually need a portfolio? The thing is, having a portfolio is like having the reassurance, or giving your client the assurance that you actually know what you're doing, independently of what you do. If you do web design, if you do graphic design, if you do if you're a mechanic, anyone can have a portfolio. But the easiest way to actually go through with a client and make them believe in you is you giving them confidence. Let us put it like this. We have three people and you want to hire one of them to actually paint your place. You call the first guy and he's like, yeah, I know how to paint places and know how to use this paintbrush in particular. I already use it to do like school projects and stuff like that. And you're like, okay, at least you went to school. You call the second guy. He's more like, yeah, I know. The paint you can buy for this work that I use personally is this brand of paint. And if you want to use a brush, I can guarantee you that the painting will stick better if you use this particular brush. I can make you like a quotation. You can go buy all the stuff and you can give me, and I'm going to do it for you. Or yeah, we can start whenever you want. And then there's a third guy. That third guy is like, yeah, I already know what you want to paint, sir. But when I'm working with this paint, I usually do these types of arrangements and I sometimes do these types of designs. If you want to see them, feel free to see them on my phone. I have some of my previous work here. Don't get me wrong. Two of these options are really tempting. There's the number two and the number three. The number one, I really wouldn't consider that much. The number two is letting you know that he knows the material. He knows how to do this with that and this with that. But the number three ends up outscaling you because he actually shows you some stuff that he already did. That's like his portfolio. He shows you that other people already hired him and he's capable of doing what he's saying. It's different of actually trusting someone with the actual material or buying stuff and then it doesn't come out like how you expected or how you want it. So in this particular case in the market, I guarantee you that the number two and the number three, they can both get clients. If you in this particular case are the number one, yeah, just watch to the end of the video because you need some study. I know that we're talking about not making a portfolio, but number three usually is at the higher peak because people vibe with social proof. They vibe with people that already have the experience and they can show for it. And this basically comes through experience as well. Like if you had clients or if you had passion projects, that scales up to that. But in some cases, the number two is probable to land the deal and come out of it successful, even though they don't consider the third one. Because the bad part of having a portfolio is that you can have a portfolio. But if you're showing your portfolio with your particular work to the wrong client, it's as equal as shooting yourself in the foot. You might be like a video editor and you're editing like Fortnite clip montages, don't know how you call them exactly, and you send your portfolio to a talking head video. They won't care. They won't care how many years of experience you have. They won't care how many cool transitions you do. It's just not what they're looking for. So your portfolio should be only sent to the people that they will engage and they're the target audience. If you have a portfolio, you could have a way of differentiating certain links for certain prospects. If you have someone in this niche, you can know that you can send them to directly to a folder where they will find some happiness or they'll be like, yeah, this was actually what I was looking for. Like, you do this, what's your turnaround time? And like, how much for this? You spark something in them. But if you send them a link where their first reaction is, oh, this is not really what I'm looking for, like, but I don't want to tell them that. Like, let me just tell them something else. You end up getting ghosted. You end up not getting response because most people don't have the courage to let you know that, yeah, you're not in my league. or something like that. We'll be focusing on the second aspect, being your own portfolio and advertising yourself as someone who's knowledgeable in that certain area and that can take care of the customer, right? And actually has experience in what they're doing. Mainly, what I want you to have in mind is everyone that's looking for work is willing to hire literally everybody. Like, put that in your mind. Like, if they're looking for work or if they're looking for a person that does a certain type of work, they can literally hire anybody. You know, they won't care about your experience, they won't care about how many years you've been in the market. They just want their demand fixed and like taken care of. Let me tell you how I basically overstep the fact of not having a portfolio. Even though I do, I don't even share it with the customers until they see my work or they see what I do for them, and then they start getting the reaction like, "Yo, man, like maybe I could work with this guy." So I have a portfolio. I'll link it in my description so you can have a look. It will be the first link. The second is for my Discord, where I help you guys with everything you need to know. Like even if you're a graphic designer, whatever you do, like sales is the main thing. So any questions you might have, just feel free to ask me on my Discord, on my Instagram or Twitter, whatever floats your boat. What the client expects from you. You get a prospect looking for your particular work that you do. You have two ways of actually gaining advantage and gaining their attention indefinitely. One of them is the hardest one, is like sending a portfolio. Your portfolio must have a lot of weight to actually get people's attention. You must have worked with like people with thousands and thousands of subscribers or followers or millions even. The more the merrier. And having videos that went viral or having like super converting pages that do this, sales funnels, all that spiel. It's not all of us. I don't have it as well. I have a portfolio, but my portfolio is considered weak by now, you know, because there are a lot of people that might be more experienced than me, but they're not getting as much clients. You can position yourself as a person that can really make something happen. And what I do is with cold outreach, if you see a potential client or a potential customer, there's also a possibility of you, instead of sending a portfolio, you sending a message with a link for your portfolio. You could be sending them a message with you providing them value. And value might differ depending on what you're doing. If you do copyright, it might be a newsletter or copyright for a certain product a person is selling. It may vary, but the value must consist. Like you must send them something that's not copy paste or it's not a bot. Let's go into a particular situation. You are, in this case, a graphic designer, and we're looking at a client. This client is, let's say, he is already good and he has a pace on YouTube. He has a posting schedule, and he also is on LinkedIn and Instagram. So basically, what would be your approach? You see that they're trying to be consistent on the network that they're posting on. If it's LinkedIn, they're trying to do carousels on multiple accounts that they manage. Your point of view of value would be you going on to their page using the duct method. The duct method literally means, damn, you know that? When you make the client get that reaction, like 70% of the work is done, you know, because you got their attention. They'll see like you're not a bot. But damn, you know that? Like, let me hear more of what this guy has to say. You see that he's doing that on Instagram. You see that he's doing that on LinkedIn. And you're like, yo, I can do something for this guy. You go onto his YouTube, you see an older post that he might have done on another Instagram post or LinkedIn, and you go and retouch it, you know? And what you do is instead of just sending him that, you could actually make it like a template. You could actually visualize it better, you know? And the best thing for converting, I won't lie, you don't even need to be as fluent on camera, but if you put your face on it, I guarantee you your credibility points will go up by a ton. And your face must be the same face that you have on your profile pic and stuff like that, because if you have like a different, like a celebrity's profile pic and then you're appearing there and he's like seeing you for the first time, it won't go as fluently. So be yourself the most you can. You make a small Loom video. Now I use OBS. You can use Loom, but OBS is yeah, more practical for me. And I go onto there, I have what I did for them, and I actually show them, and I say like, yo, this is briefly like a 2 minute or 3 minute video is more than enough. That's why what I learned with time. But what you're doing is you're standing out. You're trying to fix their problem, you know? And this is what makes them actually come to you and be like, yeah, okay, what are your rates? This is a completely different step that I guarantee you that when you get onto there, you can find another video. You know, you should find another video if you're talking to texts and not in a call. If you're talking to texts, you should always try to book a call to talk about rates. You know, that's something I learned. If you find yourself in a situation where they don't want to make a call, yeah, you might have to wing it. You know, it's harder to actually land a client actually with DMs, but I already had done it before with inbound clients, with some outbound clients as well. But it's the success rate is lower. So what you do is after you get the attention of them and they're like interested in knowing this is what you do. Okay, what's your turnaround time? What's your this, and that? Just know that he already trusts you that much to actually be replying to you. Just by doing that, I guarantee that you will be able to close not the majority, but at least more than half. That makes it the majority. But you get what I'm saying. Don't be worried about followers. Don't be worried about asking for a price that you know that you're worth, you know. You just have to be finding the right clients. You shouldn't be finding clients that you feel like don't have the capacity to pay, you know. So that's basically what I want to let you know is that if you don't have a portfolio, just do the due diligence of finding the right clients so when they respond, you actually have a winning choice or a winning probability of actually landing a deal with a higher budget. Then actually sending tons of messages and finding a low quality lead that actually comes back to you. And when it comes the time to the negotiation and like you trying to know the price that they're comfortable paying, they won't pay enough. Try DMing a ton of worthy clients for you. And I guarantee you that soon enough, you won't need a portfolio.